Hi, Dr. Joe McGinley. This is the McGinley Difference podcast. We have a special guest here in Casper, Wyoming today, number 57, Avery Long, AEO KTM. It's been fun seeing you on there, but welcome to Casper. Glad to have you here. I know it's not always great when we're doing interviews with you guys from Casper, but we'll get you fixed up. We'll get you back out there. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But Avery, let's start at the beginning of the season, 2026 season. You finish up your first full year as a pro. Now you're coming into your second go at Supercross, still with the same team, with AEO KTM team. Had a new teammate, Carson Mumford, join you as well this year. What's that been like going into your second season versus your first season?
Yeah, first off, thanks for having me on. This is sick, and thank you for getting me all tuned in. But no, yeah, it's super cool going into the second season. You know, the first season, first year, I guess, is just a lot of learning. It's a big difference than, amateur racing. Just the amount of rounds and the amount of talent too is big jump compared to what I was used to beforehand. But no, it's been good. Second year, just trying to kind of, check off some of the goals and just try and improve each weekend and kind of go about things in that matter. Trying to keep it light, just kind of. Last year, I would say, kind of a shock going into the first season, just with, everything and all the learning I had to do. So this year, one of my goals has kind of been just keeping it lighter, not getting so down on myself and just trying to keep it positive. So that's been a good part about this year.
Yeah, the pressures of the sport can be immense. I mean, you guys are all young kids really, and you're out there at an elite level. And you're dealing with media, you're dealing with fans, you're dealing with team owners, you're dealing with bikes, injuries on top of that. Yeah, it can be quite a bit. But this year you got a national number, right? First year riding a national number. How's that feel?
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Obviously, 57 is pretty good, but hope to next year get it lower than that, maybe in the 30s or something. That'd be sick. But no, just having the first year national number, and in my opinion, it's a cool number, 57. I like that. It's supposed to be a 58 actually, but then last minute, Juju picked 13, so I got 57, and it was kind of a fist pump deal. I actually really like the number 57, so that was super cool. And yeah, last year I was 134, so it's a bit of a jump. So yeah, I was just super stoked to be able to, get that national number this year.
Yeah, as a motocross racer, that's a big deal. Those are only assigned to the top 100 riders essentially in the entire world, really. I mean, if you think about it, that's a great accomplishment for sure in your second season, really. And now the other big change is you're out in California now, right? You guys are riding on the KTM factory track. What's that like being out there with, first, who are you out there riding with? And second, what's that like?
Yeah, most days it's just a Rider D and Prado. But, riding with them is awesome. We also get Justin Hill out there, and then also when the East Coast boys come out and do some testing and whatnot, get to ride with them. But it's been awesome to have them guys at the track, every day, just to help kind of push you. And those guys are at the top of the level right now, so they're top of the sport, I should say. And so just having a rabbit to kind of chase every day has been super useful, especially on Supercross. For me, it doesn't come as natural. So having something, a little carrot to chase every day has been super beneficial this year.
Yeah, Jorge Prado, world champ, right? And
yep.
You're out there with Rider D, who's a couple years ahead of you in the sport and came up the same way you did. And, you see where he's at now. It takes time to get to that. And having those guys out there is just going to make you better, right? Because you see the different lines, you see the pace they're running. It's great to have them on the track. And I'm sure there's a little competition as well between all of you when you're out there. So that only makes you more comfortable on race day. And it's got to improve your speed. Are you seeing those results?
Oh, for sure. I mean, even from, I guess, last year to this year, just in racecraft and, just overall speed, riding with them guys have helped that, so much. And it's one of those things that it's like you don't really think about it until you look back on it, and it's like, wow, my speed has came a long way. And now it's kind of one of those things where it's just trying to dial in a few things and just make sure that the things I'm doing right on the weekend, I start doing right, or the things I'm doing right during the week, I start doing right during the weekend. And, as soon as I start doing that, it won't be long, and I'll be right up there with them guys on the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the improvement in your results. Last year, we were obviously following your whole career, and last year you were getting into the mains, but it was usually through the last chance qualifier. This year, not so much. You're getting in on the qualifiers, less time in the LCQ, which is always good. You never know what happens in a last chance qualifier. But yeah, it's good to see that improvement. And yeah, you've had top 10 finishes this year already. Looking good. How do you feel about your season? How's it been going? You're racing the West Coast 250 Supercross. How's that been going for you?
Yeah, racing the West Coast. It's been good. 2 top 10s so far, so hoping to get, maybe 1 or 2 more by the end of the, Supercross season, but it's been good. Just trying to learn, each weekend still. That's the biggest thing. I mean, you're always learning in the sport. I think even the guys at the, top step of the podium in the 250 and 450 class are still learning things. So just trying to, do that, be open-minded about stuff has been one of my goals this year. And some of the results haven't been as good on paper as maybe I would have liked or my riding has shown, but it is what it is. So some of the things were definitely out of my control, but apart from that, it's been good. Nothing that I'm really, too bummed about. Like I said, I probably could have a few things I'd like to take back, but I mean, other than that, I would say it's been a pretty good season so far.
Yeah, consistently better than last year. That's what you want to see, that improvement year over end. And, people are watching and they want to see that, and they want to see you grow. Expectations aren't much in your first year or two. They just want to make sure that you're maturing, getting better, getting faster, getting used to the bikes, working with the teams of mechanics. And it sounds like all that's going along really well. Yeah, congratulations. It's not easy. A lot of people don't get to your level in the sport, that's for sure. There's lots of people out there listening that love to be in your shoes, out there on those teams and banging bars with the best in the world. Yeah, it's very fun, exciting. I've gotten to be out there a few of your races this year, and yeah, it's great watching you out there and cheering you on. And yeah, you have those ups and downs, but that's racing. Again, as long as you make the best of it and improve to the next one, that's all you can really ask for at that level. It's been fun watching, that's for sure.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's part of it. Everybody's gonna have up and downs. I mean, it's part of the sport. Obviously, as the years go by, I hope to minimize them and just keep progressing and just learn one a little bit more each year, and then down the road I'll be sitting pretty good, hopefully.
Well, the elephant in the room is, why are you out here in Casper? This didn't happen at Birmingham. That's what a lot of people may think, is Birmingham was a little bit of a rough night, but that's not where the injury occurred. Why don't you let everyone know what happened and what you're out here, and then we'll get into how we're going to get you fixed back up.
Yeah, I actually broke my foot this past Tuesday, so just out at Paul getting some outdoor training in, trying to get a little ahead of the game on that. And actually, it was my second lap of the day. I came over a jump, and there was a Kawasaki on the landing. Nobody there to flag you down. Couldn't see it. Just one of those things that crappy situation, public tracks. But came over the jump and landed right on his bike, and I actually didn't even crash or anything, but caught something and broke my foot. So out here getting me dialed in and on the road to recovery.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but a lot of the teams train at public tracks. The KTM team may be out there, but there may be other riders out there of various levels, and there's not flaggers because it's an open practice day. When you first told me that, I was a little bit surprised as well. But when you're in California, there's not access to tracks all over the place, and Paul is an incredible track to be at. You got a lot of top pro riders out there riding and training. But yeah, this is just unfortunate. Another rider's down, and there's no flagger, and you come over the jump and get injured because of that. That we'll get you fixed up. The fracture itself, it's on your foot. It's on the metatarsal, so it's one of the long bones in the foot on the outside. So not in a critical area. That's the good news. the fracture is not displaced, so it's going to be something we can definitely get treated for you. We got you out here. I saw the x-rays. You saw some of the stuff we've been doing with the club guys and making some things happen, although those guys still make me nervous when they go out. But it's been great to see the results that we've been seeing on the fracture care and fracture healing. You know, a lot of people know us for arm pump treatment. That's what we've done for you. You made it through your whole rookie season without arm pump. But a big part of my practice outside of arm pump is injury repair and recovery. And some of the stuff we're doing now, it's really accelerating the care, especially if you have ligament injuries, fractures. We can accelerate how those things heal with the substances we have available to us now. And a lot of this is biologics. And people think you have to go out of the country to get that done. But we have access to a lot of that technology now. And we're seeing just incredible results. Now, you know, again, all the club guys are getting it done. So we're seeing that. They're talking about it on TV. We have a large number of other riders that are starting to see that and come out and get that fixed. So as soon as you had the fracture, your dad called me and told me about it. And I said, let's get them out. Let's get it fixed. The results have been incredible. We got you out here today. I know you don't like needles. This is the wrong place to come if you don't like needles, but it's better than the alternative, that's for sure. So how'd your day go here today?
Oh, it was pretty delightful.
Well, let's start at the beginning because we got a funny story on that. What happened on the Uber over here this morning?
Yeah, actually, I was supposed to take the shuttle from the hotel here, but they canceled on me, unfortunately. So then I got an Uber, and I put in McGinley. And then it took me to McGinley Innovations, which should be here, right? And pretty sure it took me to your house, actually, ironically. And so got another Uber here.
Some innovations do happen at my house, so maybe that was fair game. So you showed up at my house this morning.
Yep, quick visit. But no, yeah, ended up third time's a try. I got here finally, and Dr. Joe's got me kind of dialed in ever since. So, yeah, it's been good. Yeah,
we got some x-rays on you at the ultrasound of that fracture. So again, I just confirmed the location and all that. And then, we ended up treating. It wasn't too bad. You were awake watching the procedure. Numbing burned a little bit. I know you don't like that, but numbing medicine always the same stuff the dentist use. Doesn't feel pleasant, but it numbs up in a few seconds. And then same thing that we did with the other guys. We injected the IV with some biologics to help ramp up your body's healing response, and then we injected cells directly along that fracture to help get that healed up for you. And the injection itself seemed like you didn't even flinch. I guess the numbing did its job, and pretty straightforward.
Numbing for sure did its job. I will say it's starting to get the numbing's starting to wear off a little bit now, I would say. So it's starting to feel a little something down there.
Yeah, we got to make sure we did something. That's part of it. But yeah, we're expecting a quick recovery on you here. You're going to miss the St. Louis round, and then you'll have a break in between on that time period. So you have about 3 weeks after the St. Louis round. And then hopefully we'll have you back at that next race for the end of the Supercross season.
Yeah, that's a goal.
I would expect, if this goes how it goes with all the other riders, that we'll see you back out there for that next race after the break. You'll get a couple more Supercross rounds in, and then you get into, your wheelhouse, which is the Outdoor Nationals. I'm sure you're excited about that.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm super excited for outdoors. It'll, just get some time back on the bike. Get the last 2 Supercrosses in and, be ready to go out at Paula.
Yeah, I bet your expectations are going to be high for that, right? I mean, probably shooting for top 10s in those last 2 Supercrosses, but then once you get to the Nationals, I mean, you're probably looking at trying to get top 5s, right?
Yeah, I mean, you always set your goals high, right? So why not, No,
you got the skill for it, man. Look at all the guys that you've come up with and where they're at on the teams and everything else. I mean, you're right there with them. Sometimes it's luck, right? You had that Lakewood race last year where you were right up there, and then there was a bike issue, right? I mean, that's beyond your control. You definitely have the speed, you have the skill. You just got to get some luck on your side and not have down riders on the practice track.
that would be a good start.
Yeah, I mean, how do you even plan or prepare for that one? But well, we're going to look forward to seeing you out there and cheering you on. I'll be out at several of the Nationals again. We'll be cheering you on both virtually from here in Casper. We do watch parties, believe it or not, here. There's a whole group that watch the races.
That's awesome.
It's a pretty good community for Supercross and motocross. And we'll be cheering you on in person later this summer.
Awesome.
Hopefully your trip back, you get to the airport without any more detours.
Hopefully it's just smooth sailing from here.
Good. Well, Avery, thanks for coming out. It's been nice seeing you, catching up again. It's better when we're at the track, but things happen. We'll get you fixed up.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for getting me treated up and on the road to recovery.
Perfect. All right. Well, that's Avery Long, number 57, 250 Supercross racer, motocross racer. Great to catch up with them. Again, we don't like seeing these guys in here, but they're coming out for a reason. They're coming out to get the most advanced care, try to get them healed up, get them back out there safely, and get them back out there sooner. Downtime is really challenging for these guys, and we want to make sure we can get them back as quickly and as safely as possible. I'm Dr. Joe McGinley with the McGinley Difference. Avery Long, thank you for coming out. Look forward to a successful season.
Thank you.